What movies could have been much shorter if the main characters just used a little common sense? James Bond. If you can, don't invent a cool way to kill him. Just shoot him. Multiple times for good measure. And then, only after he's dead you can do inventive things with his body and tell him your master plan and do whatever you want. Scott, yeah, just don't get it, do ya? Rambo. He should have just kept walking through town. This is a good shout, and in the original book there's a few bits where he thinks the exact same thing to himself, and at the start he very nearly does comply and walk away. Highly recommend the book, it's great and shows both perspectives from Rambo's Poventiles. I'd watch that. Tangled wouldn't have happened at all if Mother Gothel told Rapunzel that her birthday was on a different day. I like it. Tangled. The brief conversation. Rapunzel. I wonder what those lights are. Gothel. The king and queen use lanterns to celebrate their daughter's birthday. Rapunzel. Gosh, wouldn't it have been weird if she and I had the same birthday? Gothel. Yes, that would have been weird. But you're Sagittarius as I've clearly marked on our calendar, and this is mid-May. Honestly, she could have said their lanterns to remember the king and queen's missing daughter's birthday. Missing daughter? Imagine a world where even royalty have their kids stolen. And that's why I keep you in the tower, where nobody can harm you. When Rapunzel asks to go see the lights, say no. If she keeps pushing, put up a fight, but eventually concede and tell her you need to go into town to plan for the trip. While out arrange for two thugs to attack Rapunzel about an hour away from the tower. Mother Gothel, having orchestrated this attack, manages to fight them off, but gets fatally wounded in the process. Good thing Rapunzel can heal, right? She never asked to leave the tower again. This is some horribly abusive it to do to someone. I love it. I think the kidnapping and locking in a tower for life topped the abuse chart here. Frozen. The rock troll guys said Elsa needed to learn to control her ice powers, not suppress them. Right? Take her somewhere secluded every night and let her train. She would have figured out the love thing much sooner. Conceal. Don't feel has to be pretty high on the list of worst advice ever given. Not when it comes to boners in public. What? No. You two are the worst parents ever. Come with me, Elsa. I know a place that can help. One short smash cut later, and Elsa and her family are walking into Xavier Academy. Hello Elsa. My name is Charles Xavier. Welcome to my school for gifted youngsters. Hish. Star Wars. A New Hope. Hold your fire. There are no life forms on board. We have robots, sir. A robot could have the plans. Oh. Right. Blast it. The end. What? Are we paying by the laser now? You don't make the budget, Terry. I do. Hold your fire, Gunner. We don't want to run out of lasers. Sir? That's not how the guns work. I gave you an order, crewman. And on this Imperial Space Navy ship you follow the orders of your superiors without question. Just one of the countless times some newly minted lieutenant whose rank has gone to his head refuses to realize he's wrong about something when it's a subordinate who's correcting him and then fricks up the situation. Heard about pretty much exactly that, but in real life, an upstart officer wanted a US military group to have all the guns cocked and locked, on safe with a closed bolt and a round in the chamber, but you can't do that with an open bolt machine gun. Guy we told that, the gunner was commanded to close the bolt, so he pointed it in a safe direction and demonstrated that doing that fired the gun. Easily Tucker and Dale versus Evil, but that's kind of the point. Hello officer. Good to see you again. We have had a doozy of a day. The entirety of X-Men. Logan never listens. You don't listen. Alternatively, Magneto could have used Logan as an adamantium marionette to kill the rest of the X-Men, and yet never does. Because Magneto never actually wants to kill the X-Men. If he wanted to he could, and it wouldn't be difficult. He respects Charles enough that he considers their confrontations to be sport, but the X-Men themselves always kills Magneto's guys. Anyone who disagrees with this should note the scene where Magneto rips the fricking iron out of a prison guard's blood to escape his plastic prison. Yeah, nah, he'd definitely have them laid flat in no time if he truly wanted to. On top of that, he's actually led the team himself multiple times in the comics. Magneto is basically the kind of person who really does want to believe that Charles's dream of peaceful coexistence between mutants and humans can happen, but just simply can't believe in it because of his own experiences regarding the Holocaust. Frozen would have ended real quick if the parents didn't care about Elsa hiding her powers. Or just listened to the trolls when they said, if she fears her powers, they'll consume her. Or, been better parents. Or looked into someone teaching her how to control her powers since she isn't the only one in the kingdom with them. Or worked on changing the kingdom's culture so it'd be a better place for Elsa. Toy Story 3 if Andy's mum checked the garbage bag she was about to throw out. Or if Andy would have put the toys in anything other than a trash bag. Like a box. Yeah, the trash bag thing always confused me. Or if you're going to put it in a trash bag, put the one with important stuff on the bed and the one with actual trash near the door. The mum might have taken both, but it would have been a precaution. All Scar had to do was snap Simba's neck and throw him down next to Mufasa's body. Roll the credits. Lions be like he wasn't trampled. These are not the wounds of a trampled cub, but an assassination. What? They going to get Lion CSI all up in there? Trampled to death? I think someone's put some shades. Lion. But didn't Scar tell the hyenas to go after him? And they did go after him. Lion King didn't happen because of Scar's incompetence, but his servants. Scar trusted the idiot hyenas to do the job right. Nightmare Before Christmas. If anyone just listened to Sally, the only one with a bit of common sense. Fair point, but may I add that her rationale was based off of a literal hallucination of a burning tree. Yeah, I can understand a level of suspension of disbelief, but Halloween Town has witches who presumably can use magic, so somebody having visions shouldn't be that far a stretch. Jaws. Close the beach, shark moves on. Easy peasy. You can't close the beach on the 4th of July. If recent events have shown us anything, it's that this statement is realistic. It's the perfect quote for many life situations. Unfortunately. Any romantic drama, because they are just not saying or doing what they want to and then they cry about it half the movie. I've tried everything, but talking to him. I've tried nothing and I'm all out of ideas. I'm not gonna put energy on telling him anything. Instead I'm gonna be dramatic about how complicated love is and get very drunk. Me watching movies, TV shows, anything. Just confess your feelings. Stop being such an insecure crybaby. Jeez. In real life, never tells their love interest how they feel, overanalyze their every little action, concludes they must act that way with everyone and are in no way interested, dies alone. Wait, I can explain. The Back to the Future films. Like honestly I swear 80% of the conflict is purely because Marty can't swallow his pride and walk away. Yes, I know he called you chicken and yes I know nobody calls you chicken, but walk away dude. You have bigger fish to fry. Fish to fry. So that's what's up with the life vest. He's a fisherman. Feels like the chicken thing was just invented for the sequels. Marty does take note in the original though. Only mentioned in the sequels. I've heard after the first movie, Marty comes back to a timeline where his dad knocked out the bully and is a big hero. And he becomes the Marty with that past rather than the Marty raised with a wimpy dad. But I don't know how much of that was intended, and how much was just something fans came up with. The comics. Yes. BTTF had a comic run not too long ago. Have a whole storyline dedicated to how Marty feels about basically replacing the real Marty of the new timeline. So it's still the same Marty from the beginning of the film. If Doctor Strange had not been irresponsible and texting while driving, he wouldn't have gotten into that accident. Not only texting while driving, but while driving insanely fast on a winding mountain road in a fricking storm. He should have died in that car crash. I mean, he is strange. Sure, but who are we to judge? Moral of the story. Texting and driving equals superpowers. Any horror movie. Don't go outside alone at night. Call the police if there's a murder. And don't go to the haunted house. Turn the lights on before going into the basement, attic looking for the source of the weird noise. No ghost or demon can tolerate the lights on. It's a good tell for whether or not the movie will be any good. I find the best horror movies are ones where the main characters aren't complete idiots. They exist few and far between, but they're gems. I felt The Crazies and Hell House LLC were great. The idea is the characters have to make the same decisions or even more clever ones than the audience would make. This way, as those action fails stop the killer/monster, the audience feels the same sense of desperation and being trapped as the characters feel. If the characters make stupid decisions, you just end up rooting for the monster. Hell House LLC is one of the only decent found footage horrors imo. Good shout. The house being a pet project and financial investment is legitimately believable cause for them not to bail too, given the nature of people. We'll definitely look into The Crazies. Oh, Cabin in the Woods makes fun of, explains this. It's also a great, almost Lovecraftian movie. Basically, there's an organization that is to continually, semi-ritually, sacrifice people to monsters and ghosts and it to keep an elder god from awakening and destroying the world. They pump stupid gas into the rooms to make everyone complacent, leading them to act like they're in a typical horror movie.